When you stop planting, God does not. The seventh year has a harvest, but it is not yours to own. One of the most beautiful and countercultural aspects of the Sabbath year in Scripture is what happens to the food that the resting land produces. Because the land does not stop producing in the seventh year. The trees still bear fruit, the vines still produce grapes, the volunteer plants still grow. But that food does not belong to the farmer. It belongs to everyone. Whatever the land yields during the Sabbath year will be food for yourself, your male and female servants, and the hired worker and temporary resident who live among you, as well as for your livestock and the wild animals in your land. Leviticus 25:6-7. In the Sabbath year, the distinction between the farmer's food and the community's food disappears. What grows freely belongs freely. To the farmer and the family, yes, but equally to the servants, the hired workers, the foreigners living in the community, and even the wild animals. The Sabbath year democratizes the harvest. This is a radical economic statement. For 6 years, the farmer plants and the harvest belongs to the farmer. For 1 year, the land produces of itself and the produce belongs to all. God uses the Sabbath year to remind his people that abundance is not a personal achievement. It is a divine gift. And divine gifts are meant to be shared. For the modern farmer, the application of this principle runs deeper than setting aside food for neighbors. It is about the posture of the heart toward the produce of the land. It is about recognizing that what the land gives is not purely the result of your own effort and investment, that every seed that germinates, every plant that thrives, every harvest that fills your stores is an act of grace from the God who owns the land. And when that posture is established, when abundance is received as gift rather than claimed as personal achievement, it becomes natural to share it, to sell at fair prices that leave room for others to benefit, to provide for farm workers with generosity, to support food systems in your community that give access to healthy, nutritious food for families who could not otherwise afford it. The Sabbath year teaches farmers something that no business school can teach. The farm that gives freely does not lose. It multiplies. The farmer who releases what grows in the seventh year into the community is releasing it into God's hands, and God is a faithful multiplier of what is given to him. The soil rests, the community is fed, the farmer trusts. And God who commands the rest provides through the rest. This is the economy of the Sabbath year, an economy built not on extraction and accumulation, but on release and trust. Get your copy of The Sacred Harvest, God's agricultural blueprint for today's farmer, in our store. The link is in the description. Application. This week, identify one practical way to share your farm's abundance with your community, whether surplus produce, knowledge, seeds, or tools. Generosity is a Sabbath year practice you can begin before the seventh year arrives.